Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to everyone, wherever and whenever you are, and welcome to my lecture with the title Infuse AI into your app with Intelligent Scenario Lifecycle Management. My name is Andreas Nickel, and I'll be your tour guide today, and I hope I can get you excited about ISLM and inspire you to use it to manage or maybe even build your own intelligent scenarios in S/4HANA. Please note our standard disclaimer for the content presented and for the possibility of changes to our presented roadmaps and outlooks. We have an agenda for today. I will start off by taking a brief look at SAP's strategy with a particular focus on the topics of artificial intelligence. I'll then introduce you to Intelligent Scenario Lifecycle Management, or ISLM, what it is, why it is there, what you can do with it, and what it can do for you. We'll then see ISLM live in action in a demo where we will showcase one of the SAP-delivered intelligent use cases called Material Group Recommendation. And I'll close my presentation with an outlook on ISLM support for Gen AI-based use cases. We'll have a look at our roadmap, and I will present you a slide with links to further information. All right, so let's get started. As you are probably all aware, SAP's vision is to enable every organization and every industry to become a network of intelligent and sustainable enterprises. With SAP's business technology platform and the cloud ERP at the core, we build the foundation for enterprises to abandon their departmental silos and create dynamic and cross-functional business processes to actually achieve optimal results. When we are talking about intelligent enterprises, we need to talk about intelligent services provided by SAP, so let's look at this in our next slide. SAP offers intelligent solutions in a variety of different ways, such as situation handling or predictive analytics, or as it is the case with ISLM, with machine learning. These intelligent solutions can run either embedded, meaning that they are built on the same software stack as the S/4HANA business application, or they are leveraged side by side, which means that they run on a different software stack, such as SAP's BTP. Many simpler machine learning situations can be operated in the embedded scenario, but more complex machine learning scenarios, the ones that, for instance, require deep learning networks as the foundation or large language models, are much more likely to be found at home as a service on SAP's BTP. All right, with that out of the way, let's get started with ISLM. At the bottom of the slide, you can see that ISLM is the central framework and the binding entity between an SAP S/4HANA business application and an AI service. With that, ISLM creates what we call an intelligent scenario, which is a machine learning use case and brings together the worlds of business applications and AI services. ISLM is hereby the key enabler for one side for the SAP internal teams, but also for our customers and partners to efficiently integrate and operate machine learning scenarios within SAP S/4HANA. So with ISLM, you can discover and set up your intelligent scenarios, run those famous prerequisite checks, which will help you assess your system readiness for such a scenario. We can then prepare our training data sets, train the models, evaluate the quality, and deploy the machine learning model. And last but not least, of course, activate them, test them, and make them available for productive use in the business application. When it comes to the AI services, ISLM is actually quite versatile when it comes to connecting to different AI services. So let's take a look at this on the next slide. I've already mentioned before the two different scenarios, one being the embedded scenario and the other one being the side-by-side scenario. You can see here on the left-hand side in the gray box the S/4HANA software stack. We have a business application which is connected with ISLM in an embedded scenario to a machine learning service running on HANA ML, like an algorithm from the PAL or APL libraries. On the other side, you can have ISLM connecting a business application in a side-by-side scenario to a machine learning or AI service running on a machine learning platform, like SAP AI Core, one of the SAP AI Business Services, like the Business Entity Recognition or Data Attribute Recommender, or SAP Document Information Extraction, to name a few. ISLM is a single entry point within SAP HANA to efficiently integrate and operate your machine learning scenarios, and it is the standardized framework which is delivered in the SAP Basis component. This means ISLM will be part of your standard license for S/4HANA. With ISLM, we focus on customer-managed use cases, whether they are custom developed or delivered by SAP. And just for completeness sake, ISLM was released with SAP S/4HANA in 2020 or is available since SAP S/4HANA Cloud 2011. Some of the key benefits of ISLM are the standardization and seamless application integration with various machine learning services and runtimes with low code or no code as a matter of fact, as we can see here. It enables the end-to-end lifecycle operation in the context of your business application from the exploration through the prerequisite checks, the training and activation. It supports auditing requirements and simplifies the change management through explicit activation of models. And of course, it provides comprehensive capabilities to perform complete machine learning operations within the S/4HANA stack. Let me close my introduction to ISLM with my most favorite view on the whole ISLM universe, which shows every component and persona involved in the whole story, from the design time of an intelligent scenario to the consumption of an intelligent scenario. The two key personas that we target with ISLM are the intelligent scenario owner when it comes to developing an intelligent scenario, or the business administrator when it comes to operating it. The intelligent scenario owner would register or publish an intelligent scenario by directly interacting with ISLM, leveraging an AI service in the embedded or side-by-side way, while the business administrator would then run the machine learning operations by training the model, deploying the model, and activating the model. And all of these guys work together to support the business user in the end who will use the inference results of the machine learning service in his or her business application. Now that you know what ISLM is, let's take a look at what it does for you. When you get ISLM, SAP already ships more than 25 intelligent scenarios for you, which are ready for your consumption. They come out of different LOBs like finance, sourcing and procurement, or manufacturing. You can discover all of these intelligent use cases within the ISLM Fiori apps, which we will also see later in the demo. And you can use the ISLM Intelligent Scenarios app to find out about more information about all of these intelligent scenarios. But let me bring one more point to your attention. While SAP ships intelligent scenarios ready for your consumption, ISLM is also the framework for you to build your own intelligent scenarios. So if you are interested in creating your own intelligent scenarios, leveraging machine learning for your business application, then please reach out to us and we'll let you know how to do it. All right, enough PowerPoints, let's move on to the demo. We will be talking about intelligent use case, SAP pre-delivered use case called material group recommendation. And while this slide contains a lot of text, I'll leave that up for you to read later. We will go into the system and take a look at it right now. I'm logged on here now as the central purchaser, looking at a purchase requisition with a pretty much daily situation where many records, many items in the purchase requisition have material in free text, but no material group assigned. So no material group assigned means the material has not yet been entered in the material master, and no material group assigned means problems later down the line. It could even be a wrong material group assigned, and I don't really know what is worse, but let's see that this is a problem, and here AI can help. With the use case of material group recommendation, we can fix the problem with the help of AI. And to enable the machine learning use case for this business application, we will now go to the ISLM applications. When you log on as the analytics specialist, you see a couple of Fiori apps for ISLM. We will be focusing now today on two of these apps, the Intelligent Scenarios app and the Intelligent Scenarios Management app. Think about these two as the design time and the runtime application. We will start with the design time. So let's go to the Intelligent Scenarios app. And what we will see here is a list of available intelligent scenarios for your consumption. You can filter them based on your interest or need, business need on the different lines of business, maybe finance or sourcing and procurement. And hey, you can find the material group recommendation use case right here. By clicking on the intelligent scenario, you will get more information about the use case. You can even go and dig deeper by learning which Fiori app is associated with the use case, where is the help documentation, and if you are even unfamiliar with the topic in general, you can find a business benefit explanation here as well. What you can also see in this list is that the material group recommendation use case is based on the data attribute recommendation service, which is an AI service running side by side on BTP. So before we can use the intelligent scenario, we need to connect the S/4HANA system to the BTP platform. So let's do it. I'm going to my BTP cockpit, and I have already opened a page with the DAR ISLM service, which has been provisioned. And here ISLM guides you with a guided procedure, which comes down to a copy and paste operation, how you can connect the S/4HANA system to BTP service. We will find the actual credentials and service keys by opening it in the service bindings. And now we come to the copy and paste job. We copy the JSON file. We will go to the backend of SAP system, S/4HANA system, and we will just paste it into the connection settings right here. We will continue, and just for peace of mind, we can even run a connection check and see that, oh, everything works, we are connected. So with this step, the intelligent scenario is set up, and we can leave this screen over here and go back to the ISLM intelligent scenario applications, and we are now at the runtime. So let's go to intelligent scenario management app. We are looking again at the same intelligent use case, and what we are interested right now in first is, let's take a look at the prerequisite checks and see if our system is even fit to run the case. So we could select the intelligent use case and run the prerequisite checks, but in the interest of time, let's just look at some that have already been executed before. We can look at already run prerequisite checks here, and we can see one of them was successful. We see that all 5 mandatory checks have been completed successfully. And just to give you an example what such a prerequisite check would do, it checks on the data quantity. And the minimum and recommended values are far exceeded by the available data points in the system. So we should be good to go with this intelligent use case. Next thing, we need to train the model. So select the model version and click on the train button. And again, in the interest of time, let's take a look at what has already been trained. We can see a completed training here. And now let's look at the model metrics to see how well the model was actually trained by clicking on the debrief of the training report. And also here we can see satisfactory results. We see high values in the accuracy score, in the F1 score, or in the precision score. So again, it gives us a good confidence that this use case will work for our business application. So what's left to do? We need to deploy the use case, which we can also do here, but of course with the one that was trained. But we can do this at a later time. We can also look at already deployed use cases. And the last final step is the activation. And here ISLM will give you some specificity as to for who you want to activate it. You can activate it just for yourself. If you remember, you would be now in the role of the business administrator who is operating the machine learning operations for this use case. And you can, by activating it just for yourself, just test the scenario. Will it work with my business data? But if you're confident that it will work for your business, you can also choose to activate it for all, which has already been done here. And this completes the machine learning operation steps for this intelligent scenario. So let's go back to our business application and see what it does. I'm switching now over to a different screen where I'm now activating the toggle switch for displaying items where the recommended material group was provided by the intelligent service. So let's click on Go. And here now we can see that for free text materials, a material group was proposed. Let's take a look, for instance, at the material called X material and see what the algorithm proposed, and it said, oh, that would be most likely the non-stock material group with a probability of 93.7%. So looks good, but I think we can do better. Scrolling down a little bit, we find an entry for a power laptop. And of course, a power laptop would be hardware, and I'm glad we agree with our artificial intelligence. So to wrap it up, We have had a business application which was deficient of artificial intelligence augmentation. We have an intelligent service which we trained and managed with ISLM, and we are infusing the intelligence into our business application with the help of ISLM. All right, enough demo. Let's go back to the PowerPoints. And with that, I want to give you an outlook on what ISLM is actually planning to do for Gen AI-based use cases. And you're obviously all aware of the big hype of generative AI that happened this year. And I can put your mind at rest. ISLM will still remain the integration component between business applications and large language models, and will provide the connectivity and lifecycle management to large language model providers, whether they are on the ABAP stack or on SAP BTP. ISLM will also do the basic prompt management to create, generate, and extend the prompt templates for your business application. We will have the simplified prompt execution, including, of course, the inference results consumption for your business application. And in the future, we plan to advance our techniques for prompt techniques for advanced prompt techniques for embeddings, custom embeddings, grounding, and agent management, and also are looking into training fine-tuning models for specific business applications. Let's have a look at our roadmap for 2023, almost over. We are still planning to support further intelligent scenarios in S/4HANA, like the sales order auto-completion, which would propose missing fields in a sales order. And we will enhance ISLM with new features like data management, which refers to the extraction and management of data from S/4HANA data sources to external machine learning providers, such as the data attribute recommendation service we just saw. And we will have flexible model activation, which means multiple trained models in one system specific to your business context. For 2024 and beyond, we continue to support new intelligent use cases like Cash App, which will be coming to ISLM, or maintenance order recommendation. And we already talked about the Gen AI with respect to new features, but we'll also support the turnkey scenarios, which is activation of an intelligent scenario with one click. We want to do extensibility for side-by-side scenarios, and we will also extend ISLM capabilities to not only cater to business software running on the ABAP stack, but also to other stacks. This slide I will just leave it here. It has a collection of links where you can find further information, starting with the help portal, web session replays, or prerequisites for your system to actually use ISLM. One very interesting thing is the Cloud Appliance Library, where you can have a fully activated appliance with ISLM, with business applications, where you can test ISLM without having to install anything. And with that, and a message from the Tech Ed, which will here present you with some additional great learning opportunities like free learning and upskilling to prepare for a certification, the discount you received with your registration email, or expanding your network, talking to experts, or being in discussion forums. All of that can be found on the website for learning.sap.com/teched. And with that, I'm at the end of my presentation. Thank you very much for your attention, and we are open for Q&A until we get kicked out of the studio. Live Q&A. All right, so I see two questions here which have been pushed to my screen. The first one from Bill Riley. Can we use the AI Intelligence Scenario app without BTP? Yes, you can use the Intelligence Scenario app without BTP. You can have an embedded scenario where ISLM runs on your S/4HANA stack, and you're only connecting to machine learning services from the machine learning services provided by SAP HANA, like the APL or PAL libraries. There is another question that was pushed from Laura Castillo. Start at least. My mouse has now gone stuck. Is SAP AI Launchpad required to leverage ILM? The simple question is no. ISLM and AI Launchpad are in some way combinatory and complementary in use for managing intelligent scenarios, but it is not required to leverage ISLM. And we have a third question from Gaurav Badvai. I hope I said your name correctly. We have multiple business entities in one S/4HANA. No, this has disappeared. I cannot read it anymore. I don't see any other questions. Then thank you very much again, and have a good rest of the conference.